Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Don't you just love it when there's a buzz around the league that could shake everything up? Because that's exactly what's happening right now, especially in the AFC North. Rumors are flying, and the Steelers are right in the thick of it. The talk is about Kristian Fulton, a cornerback who's been making waves with the Kansas City Chiefs, potentially heading to Pittsburgh. And let me tell you, this isn't just some small rumor, it could be a true game changer. The Steelers are eyeing Fulton, and from what insiders are saying, a trade package involving a fourth-round pick in 2026 might be enough to get it done. Yeah, that's right, a fourth-rounder, which seems pretty reasonable considering Fulton's talent and experience. Now, why would the Steelers be so eager to bring in Fulton? Well, it's about bolstering a secondary that's been hit hard lately. After the injury to Trice, their depth at cornerback has taken a hit, and with the season still very much alive, Pittsburgh needs to shore up that defense. Fulton, at 27 years old, is a proven lockdown corner, a guy who has been a pro bowler and who's got the kind of coverage skills that can change the dynamic of a defense. He's not just a solid player, he's a player who can elevate the whole secondary, providing that elite coverage that Pittsburgh desperately needs. His stats in 2025, albeit limited by injury, show how impactful he can be. In just 2 games, he allowed only 14 yards on 1 target with a 100% completion rate but a very respectable PFF grade of 85.6. That's elite coverage right there. And remember, he's given up 0 touchdowns this year. That kind of consistency is what Steelers fans crave, especially when trying to contain the high-powered offenses in the AFC. But let's take a step back and analyze Fulton's career a little more deeply. This guy has 4 interceptions and 25 pass defenses over his career. He's really a disruptor in coverage, with a PFF grade of around 82. 4, he's someone who can match up against the best receivers in the league and hold his own, even shutting down some of the most dangerous targets. His yards per target allowed are just 7. 6, which puts him among the top-tier corners in the league. And crucially, he's come back fully healthy after a hamstring injury that limited him earlier this year. So, the Steelers would be getting a player who's not only talented but also in prime condition to contribute immediately. Now, on the other side, you've got the Chiefs. And here's where it gets interesting. Kansas City is in a bit of a tricky spot cap-wise. With around $3 million in space, they're trying to manage their roster after some key injuries and extensions, especially for their offensive line and Mahomes' core group. They're looking to stay flexible for a potential rebuild or at least some mid-season adjustments. Losing Fulton, a player who generated a -10% EPA in passes, might seem like a blow, but the Chiefs are betting on their young cornerbacks stepping up, plus the fact that their defense is still pretty solid overall, allowing around 28 points per game. Still, the move could accelerate their youth movement, giving more snaps to emerging players and freeing up some space for future moves. For the Steelers, though, this is a strategic move. With Trice injured, the secondary is vulnerable, and bringing in Fulton would be a massive boost. It's about creating a true lockdown zone in the secondary, something similar to what the Legion of Boom once provided for Seattle. Fulton, paired with Minkah Fitzpatrick, could turn the Steelers' defense into one of the most daunting units in the league. Imagine having a no-fly zone where opponents struggle to complete passes, and quarterbacks like Allen or Mahomes face a secondary that's tighter than ever. That kind of upgrade could be the difference between a good season and a deep playoff run. And speaking of impact, let's get into what Fulton could actually bring to the Steelers. Experts project that his arrival could add about 3 interceptions to their tally, cut down around 200 yards allowed through the air, and bump their overall defensive grade up by 5 points, according to PFF metrics. That's huge. When you have Minkah Fitzpatrick anchoring the back end with a PFF grade of 90. Adding Fulton makes that secondary almost impenetrable. It's like creating a layered fortress that opposing offenses will have a tough time cracking, especially with a quarterback rating allowed of just 70 in targets. That's elite-level stuff, folks. Now I want you to think about the bigger picture here. If this trade goes through, it's not just about one player. It's about shifting the entire dynamic of the Steelers' defense. It's about turning them into a true contender, especially in the context of the upcoming playoff push. With Fulton, the Steelers could project about 3 more interceptions, significantly reduce the number of big plays allowed, and make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. And this isn't just theory. History shows us that similar trades, like the Gilmore deal that turned the Patriots into contenders, can have a huge ripple effect. Fulton's presence could be the X factor that pushes Pittsburgh from a solid team to a Super Bowl caliber squad. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade could also influence their odds for Super Bowl LXI. Currently sitting at around plus 5,000, a move like this could improve those odds significantly, potentially bringing them down to plus 3,500 or better. That's a real shot at making some noise in the postseason. The AFC is stacked, but with a secondary led by Fitzpatrick and, hopefully, Fulton, the Steelers would be a nightmare matchup for teams like the Bills with Josh Allen or the Chiefs with Mahomes. It's all about creating that defensive identity, that tough, intimidating style of play that can carry them deep into February. And let's not forget, the Steelers' history is rich with defensive legends and game-changing trades. They've always been known for their tough, physical style, and adding a player like Fulton could be the next chapter in that legacy. Imagine the hype around Heinz Field if this move goes through, a secondary that's almost impossible to beat, giving their pass rush more time to get after the quarterback and creating a domino effect of positive plays. That's what Steelers football is all about. So, as we watch these negotiations unfold, it's clear that this isn't just a minor transaction. It's a statement. The Steelers are serious about competing now, about making a statement in the AFC, and about building a defense that can carry them to another Super Bowl run. Fulton could be the missing piece, the guy who elevates their entire secondary and puts fear into every team they face. This is the kind of move that can define a season, and Steelers fans should be excited because the potential is massive. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.